say that Prince William and Catherine, the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge, have literally handed Harry and Meghan the opportunity to disappear. And let me explain. Hi, good morning, Neil Sean here in the very heart of London. Thank you as ever for your kind comments about some of the recent videos, including the tribute to the wonderful, late and brilliant Judy Garland. Can't believe it, 100 years old. But what a legacy that she left behind. So many wonderful films, beautiful songs. And we all remember some form, don't we, of Judy Garland, whether it be seeing The Wizard of Oz for the first time with the Munchkins. Do you remember those? Ooh, frightening. And when the house blew away, all that sort of stuff. As I said, I was lucky enough to meet the daughters, Liza and Lorna. Never met the son, Joey, but maybe one day. But it was nice to share those memories with you, and how nice of Jack Jones, international superstar singer, and for me, the voice of the Love Boat. Anybody remember that? Oh yes, I'm not alone in these memories, am I? That's what we like to share together, isn't it? Back as ever though to your breaking roll story of the day. This particular story is rather intriguing to say the least, because as we have seen with Catherine and of course William, they've done a very clever job of sort of marketing themselves via the world of social media. That really took off during the pandemic, when they were able to Zoom chat with people, keep in touch with all their charities and that sort of stuff. And I know the charities really appreciated the time out from that. But Catherine, as we know, also picks up the phone and talks to many people, well, you know, just on the quiet, so that you don't know what they're up to all the time, but clearly supporting underground, that sort of stuff. And then of course last week we saw Prince William really taking on a role that was started way back with his late mother, Princess Diana, still of course banging the drum, and rightly so, for the homeless crowd by selling The Big Issue. But what's more important is this: they've now just decided to take on a supreme whiz apparently at PR, a guy called Lee Thompson. Now Lee Thompson was very clever, because he's had a bit of a checkered career, to say the least, doing many different things. He's also an amazing triathlete, so no slouch in that department. But he did a lot to reinvent the social media accounts of the many companies that he's recently worked for. This is an area that Catherine and William truly believe that they can, you know, push forward on. It's the 21st century way of keeping in touch digitally. And as we've seen with the millions of views that the royal family have received online digitally, they know this is the best and possibly closest way to make contact with the relevant people that matter to them, and more importantly their charities, as I say. So this particular gentleman has a hard task, because he comes from a very stellar background, has done some incredible work for previous companies, and Catherine and William are looking for the same for their new onslaught in the world of social media. So why is this difficult for Harry and Meghan? Well, as you know, Harry and Meghan have described social media on many occasions as toxic and, you know, an unsafe place, that sort of stuff. And I'd be the first to agree. You know, there are elements of it that, you know, you have to have a strong and tough skin to take some of this stuff on, trust me. But of course, the most sane of us just brush it aside and realise that not everybody's a bad person in the world. But of course, as I've said to you before, William and Catherine will know exactly how to sell themselves through the power of social media. But the one ex-royal couple that really need to grasp social media is none other than Harry and Meghan. Given the projects that really will require a lot of publicity, this really has been a major mistake by them. And once again, it looks like savvy William and Catherine have taken the lead on what would have normally been, if you think about it, the ex-royal's California dream to take on the world. Seemingly, that's now on hold too. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.